better get used to that sound. You're going to be hearing a lot of it. Heyo there. Today, I'm going to be drudging back up an old farming method from the last season using the episode Echo's weapons with their origin trait, Radiolaria Transposer, for easy weapons, rep, glimmer, and more. During the last season, it was thought to get it to chain infinitely in the King's Fall maze, you needed the artifact perk that made it last longer and do increased damage. Turns out, that's not the case. In fact, all you need is a Sightline Survey with Desperate Measures, an Arc subclass fragment, and 3 chest mods. There's a couple different workable setups for an infinite farm. One that will work into the future, assuming no major changes to the trait, and an even more simple setup that works in the current episode utilizing a certain tonic. Why do this? Well, also utilizing the current loot tonics, you're able to get a good amount of weapons with relatively little effort. Though I didn't get this video together early enough, as it was originally intended for bounties during the solstice, it's also useful for anything requiring a large amount of kills such as holiday events. In my testing, of which I've done quite a bit, this infinite farm seems to net about 100 kills per minute. The loot tonics seem to proc a piece of loot about every 300 kills, give or take, meaning you get a piece of loot every 3 minutes. Just for an example, during one bittersweet tonic, I received 14 bittersweets, 3 exuviae, 2 insurmountables, 2 sovereignties, and 1 vantage point, totaling 22 weapons in about 78 minutes. If you go ahead and throw on a 4 piece of seasonal armor, you'll also gain rep passively due to triggering Ether Siphon. The base setup will be as I previously stated, a Sightline Survey with Desperate Measures, combining this with the fragment Spark of Discharge to create ionic traces, Elemental Charge so those traces give you armor charge passively, and then 2 Arc Surge mods to increase the damage of our Radiolaria pools. Now for this episode specifically, all you'll need is a single stack of Desperate Measures and the tonic of Amplified Arc. Any level will work, as we just need the damage for primary weapons, which also affects our pools. This will get you the infinite damage rolling. You'll know it's working because you'll see 2,941 damage. Now, to make this work, if you either don't want to run tonics or once the season ends, well, you'll keep the same setup, nix the tonic, and this time we'll have to manipulate the spawns to make only a single thrall spawn. Then we simply melee to get Desperate Measures 2 going and then start up the infinite. There you have it. Now you just have to sit there and make sure you move around a bit before the 15-minute AFK timer kicks you out. Now, in case you don't know how to get here, first you'll want to grab a maze checkpoint for somewhere like the Traveler's Chosen Team checkpoint bot on Twitch. Then, once you load in, you'll head into the maze and take a right, two lefts, and then 2 rights. You'll come upon these infinitely spawning thrall. Now in case you're wondering, why Sightline Survey, why 2 Surge mods, why Desperate Measures? Well, it's because Sightline Survey actually has the highest Radiolaria pool damage of all the episode Echo's weapons, alongside the fact that the setup is very precise in the amount of damage you need. Too high or too low, and the thrall will just fall out of the infinite and you'll have to be constantly resetting it. But if you have just these specific setups, and I'm sure there's a few more that work within that range, you'll be able to just move enough to avoid the 15-minute AFK timer, and it'll be a lot less of a pain in the ass. It's just that simple. Alright, and with that, I'm not really sure how to end this. So I guess just get out there and get yourself some loot. Have a good one.